To the Carverswoodshop. This is Arlene. Some of you had a couple of issues with the machine. One that it slowed down when they were sharpening. Well, for me, it had no problem. If you're having a problem with that, you need to take it back to Harbor Freight and get another one. Because this thing does not slow down. It may slow down, and you can stop it if you put enough um, pressure on it. But you don't want to put that much pressure on it that you're letting the machine do the work. Might take an extra couple of seconds to get it done, but try not to over do the pressure when you use it. Remember, it's a small machine. It's meant for honing up and to just do that final edge on your tool. One thing I thought maybe the reason he was having a problem with it, that it wasn't turning as fast, was when I took the wheel off over here and I kept checking new ones, putting it on back and forth, I lost a little sleeve that went between the motor or the washer and the motor, the wall of the motor. There's a little ring. Oh, it's about yay big. It fits right over there, and right in between the washer and the machine is that little bearing. And if you don't put that in there, like I didn't, and I finally figured out what it was, it will sound like the motor sounds like it's struggling to start. It's not that the motor's busted or anything. Just check if that sleeve is in there, because mine fell out on the floor without me knowing it. And I thought, oh well. And if you did lose it, I'm sure you go to any hardware store and they'll have that little sleeve for you in their parts department. So that's another thing you want to remember when you do this. I had one person that said they had a hard time keeping the knife flat on this side. This side was okay, but doing it from the right side over did not work well because this is in the way, or the handle was too big. Well, I always hold mine at an angle, and I keep my fingers on this side of the, if I show you here, I keep my fingers on this side of the handle. Okay, and same thing over here. I think it works better when you hold it at an angle than just straight across. Straight across, it's hard to get the whole angle of the whole blade, and technically you're going to be moving it anyway, so I like it better at an angle when I do it. I have no problem with that. Another issue might be is that this is in the way. Okay, I had one person tell me that. So one thing you can do there is flip these around. Put this one on this end, this one on the other. If you do that, just remember that this is not as thick as this. So you are going to have to put more washers because the tread is shorter. This is a longer shaft on this side, and the tread only comes to so far. So you're going to have to put enough washers in between to make this stick out a little further, so the tread, that it can have a good tight fit. So just add a couple more washers. Make sure that sleeve is in there, that bearing, when you do either side. One other way you could also do it is to just cut this off with a grinder. I found the grinders at Harbor Freight, the lightweight one, for like $17 or $20. Excellent. I've used it for all kinds of stuff around cutting bolts off of stuff, especially when I was working on the trailer. And it would have no problem going through this with the wheel. You may want to take the wheel off and then cut it out. If you want to go down a little further, you can. That's another recommendation if you want to leave it on the same side, or if you want the same room on either side. So hopefully those suggestions will help you. I find it a fascinating machine. I've been very happy. I use it every time I carve. Especially with the V tools or the little gouges like this, does a wonderful, wonderful job honing those up so you can just keep on carving. It's very lightweight. It's easy to take around and move it around. As I go to the show at Hay Creek, not Hay Creek, but the Apple Fest at Joanna Furnace, where Hay Creek was earlier last month, north of Morgantown, I will take it along. It doesn't use a lot of electric, which is great because I can hook it up to the battery I'm going to take with me, and it's going to work just perfect for that. So I find it, I've sold many of these and had no issues other than those two things. And that's good to know, because now I can give you a solution to it if you want. Flip the wheels over, or you can cut this thing off. Just make sure you hold it flat and at an angle will help you. Okay, folks, thanks a lot for joining me here at the Carver's Wood Shop. I hope to see many of you the following weekend. Bye-bye.